WrestleMania Backlash. It was not a bad show by any means whatsoever. We actually got some good professional wrestling tonight, despite a terrible build for the pay-per-view. We got a damn good show, and we are going to be talking about it all tonight here on the podcast. We are finally live. It took a little bit to get here, but we are finally here, and now we are going to be talking about all things WrestleMania Backlash. Edge and AJ killed it. Cody and Rollins stole the show once again. Charlotte and Ronda, they did do better than the WrestleMania match. I'll give them that. And then we had a great six-man tag main event to end the show, even if it was not for any of the titles. It was a great main event nonetheless. We will be talking about it all here on the podcast. This is Outside the Brand. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit. Hold on one second. What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is your WrestleMania Backlash full show review. It is currently May 9th, 2022, but the pay-per-view was yesterday, May 8th, 2022. I am your host, Bill, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you guys so much for joining us right here on your Monday mornings, wherever you may be. Yesterday was Mother's Day, so I hope all the mothers of OTB had a fantastic day. You guys are ultimately celebrated tonight, and we culminated with WrestleMania Backlash. This pay-per-view was a terrible build, like I said earlier, but the show was good. Other than Madcap, Moss, and Baron Corbin. They shit the bed like always. But
no, they didn't.
What else is new? They shit the bed.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did.
I
knew. Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No,
Everyone. Okay, whatever you say, but they did. No one cared about Omos and Bobby Lashley. That match was decent for what it was. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be for an Omos and Bobby Lashley match.
Good.
Okay, calm down. Shut the fuck up. Let me talk.
Except for Roman.
Backlash had rematches for WrestleMania, and let me just say, the WrestleMania rematches that we had on the show were better than the actual ones at WrestleMania. And that's not even a fucking lie. We had a damn good show tonight, and it definitely was something to talk about.
Ronda put it. Oh, God.
No, they didn't. But it was a good match. It was a good match. I said it was a good match. I said it was a fucking good match, if you let me speak. But we'll talk about it.
I don't appreciate getting cussed out. That's kind of rude. Sorry.
You're the one that's backing at me. All right, whatever. It's interesting that we get the better matches on WrestleMania Backlash than at WrestleMania, but we'll talk about how all things go down here on the show tonight. Like I said, Edge and AJ, they killed it. Seth and Cody, they did fantastic in their match as well. And Rhea Ripley joined Judgment Day. That's absolutely fantastic. We're going to be talking about that. And we're not going to be done by a long shot. We're going to get more people added to that faction. And it's going to be absolutely awesome. And we'll discuss all the matches tonight on a very solid WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view. We want 12 likes on this episode tonight. We want 12 likes. I know it's late and everything in between, but listen, 12 likes on the show tonight, and it'll help us all out here on Outside the Brand. It helps the channel out, and it just shows that you dig what we do here. Tell us all your favorite match of the night in the comment section below. That's in the live chat. And also check out the podcast that we had earlier on today. WrestleMania Backlash Predictions is on the channel right now if you missed it, and all the other stuff that happened earlier on this week. Go follow us on social media. All the TikTok links are down in the description below. And you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BillyMatt_. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for all notifications. And don't forget to go to the merch store. The merch store?
Merch.
Yeah, the merch store. Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of Outside the Brand and its merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, and much more on Bonfire.com. Finally, let's let's get right into the show. But thank you guys so much for all your love and support. Guys, WrestleMania Backlash was really good tonight. And, like I said earlier, it was a poorly booked, it was a poorly build up for the show, but they killed it tonight. Listen, I don't care what you say, MJ. To me, it was a terrible build for the show, but it was a good show nonetheless.
Damn, having an opinion without getting cussed out. Shit.
This was a good show, and I honestly was pleasantly surprised, and I was very happy at the end of it all.
Anyway, yes, it was.
You guys gonna talk?
It was a good show, yeah.
I had fun with the show. I don't think there was any bad matches. I think everything really went the way I expected it to, as far as like the actual finishes. I didn't like the roll up finish to what was that, Rollins? I think that was Rollins and Cody's match.
Yeah,
I didn't really agree with that, but I don't think there were any terrible matches on the show tonight. Ronda and Charlotte definitely,
no,
for me, they definitely overperformed. I expected a freaking terrible match, and they actually like entertained me. So I give them both props on that.
They did better than their WrestleMania match for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean that. I think the worst match was Bobby and Omos, and that I don't even think that was really bad. I just think that Omos needs a lot more time in the ring, and I think Bobby was really guiding him along, which is understandable because Omos just got here. But I don't see any bad matches on the show tonight at all. And I was freaking screaming when Rhea Ripley came out. I definitely thought it was Tampa. And I'm talking to my friend, and he was like, "No, that's a girl." And I'm like, "Huh?" Once he said that, I looked at it. I was like, "Yeah, that's probably is."
We're not gonna lie. When I saw the pants, I already knew.
Yeah, I wasn't even.
I saw the boots, and I knew.
Oh my god! I just saw like a body. I immediately thought Ciampa, but Rhea, she looks freaking sick with the black hair. I'm so excited to see what they're going to talk about on Raw.
Ciampa will be here. Ciampa will be here. It's just going to take some time.
I think
Ciampa will be here.
I don't know why. I feel Finn Balor, bro.
That would have been cool too. Shit.
Like, I actually thought Finn Balor was actually going to turn on AJ, but hey, we got rid of AJ.
I told my friend that, and I was like holding my breath for it, but it didn't happen. So I mean,
yeah,
I didn't think Finn was turning on him tonight by any means, but
yeah,
this is a good show.
I'm gonna say right now, the match should have ended with that super kick no sub by Randy in the RKO. The match should have ended right there. I don't care. I was jumping out of my
seat.
Amazing.
I did not see awesome. That tag pissed me off.
Yeah, that finish pissed me off. I did not see.
We'll get into that in a second, though.
Yeah,
we'll get into that, but it was a legit tag, so we'll talk all about it tonight, guys. Leave your favorite match in the comment section below. I know it's a little bit late now, but hey, we're here and we're going to be reviewing all of WrestleMania Backlash for you guys tonight. And what was a very solid show. Let's get right into it, guys. We started off the night with Cody versus Seth Rollins, and man, was this was so good. Cody is so damn phenomenal in that ring and the storytelling that he does. Seth Rollins is also amazing at what he does. This match was absolutely fantastic, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Which match are you talking about? I forgot already.
The first match on the show, Cody and Seth.
My bad. I asked the question, Phil. Relax.
It's the first match on the show, bro.
Because I heard Omos and Bobby Lashley earlier, so I thought we were talking about that for a second. My bad. Not gonna lie, match, of course, obviously gonna be a good match. It's Cody and Seth, so I mean, I was gonna get like at least a 4-star. I give the match a 4 out of 5 stars, to be honest with you.
I give it that
because I feel like the amount of finishers that was hit kind of annoyed me a little bit. But
I can see that.
I mean, also the roll up, but like, hey, I mean, the roll up is the most dangerous move in WWE history. So, hey, but the match was still good though, so I'll give it that.
Yeah, that was. I think the WrestleMania match was still better, but this was absolutely amazing. I think Cody and Rollins work really well together. The roll-up finish, wasn't a fan of that. That came out of nowhere, and I wasn't really the biggest fan of that, but I think it was great attention to detail. Rollins, I believe he wore the same thing that he wore at WrestleMania. So I think that was a nice attention to detail, you know what I'm saying? I wanted a crossroads off the top rope or something like that, but that was I figured that probably wasn't gonna happen. I definitely was hoping for it.
Would have been cool to see that. Yeah.
I got the Phoenix. Rollins doesn't hit that Phoenix Splash anymore, and I need him to hit it, please.
Here's the thing. I don't think Rollins has ever hit the Phoenix Splash, except for maybe one time. I believe it was a triple threat at like a Royal Rumble between John Cena and Brock Lesnar. I believe there was one time when he hit it, but ever since then, he's never hit it.
That used to be it used to be a signature move back in like 2015, 16.
Yeah.
What was that amazing match? That was a freaking Cena, Rollins, and Seth, I think.
That
amazing match they had.
Cena, Rollins, and Seth.
I mean, Cena, Rollins, and Brock.
Cena, Rollins, and Brock at the Royal Rumble. I don't remember what year, but it was at the Royal Rumble.
That was 2015.
15, yeah.
That's the Roman.
Roman. That's when, yeah, that was the Roman one. But yeah, guys, this match was phenomenal. Cody and Seth worked great in the ring together. This match, when it comes to what match was better between WrestleMania and WrestleMania Backlash, I do agree with you off WrestleMania, the plain WrestleMania. That match was a tiny bit better than WrestleMania Backlash, but both matches were very solid. And Cody Rhodes did pick up the win here. It was by roll-up. He did hold the tights, but let's just be real. That's all to get to Hell in a Cell, and they're going to have a third one.
Yeah, definitely. Most likely. And I'm kind of excited because now that I was watching a watch party with Axel, Mitri, and Lewis, and my other friend. Axel was actually saying something that like this upcoming Hell in a Cell actually makes sense, and we can finally have most of the matches be Hell in a Cell matches. Because I feel like most of these rivalries, it should be Hell in a Cell matches.
You really think Cody and Seth like fits a Hell in a Cell type feel?
I mean, yeah, bro, they could fly off hella shit, bro. Like, you know.
I don't know. They need to keep Hell in a Cell more special than to just have like 3 Hell in a Cell matches, in my opinion. But
I mean, true. But also at the same time, I feel like they should have more since it's gonna be like since it's a gimmick pay-per-view, you know.
I've never liked gimmick pay-per-views, but that's just me.
I agree with that. I agree with certain pay-per-views, yeah.
All right, guys, let's get right into the actual portion of the match here, the actual match part of the review. Rhodes goes to the top, but Rollins jumps and hits a superplex that hits into a Falcon Arrow. But Cody reversed that Falcon Arrow into a crossroads. Cody pins Seth, but the leg is on the bottom rope, and the referee had to stop the count at 2. Cody pins Seth, but Cody is annoyed at that because he knew back in the other place he would have dragged Seth from that corner of the ring to get into the middle and actually get the pinfall that way. But he was frustrated at that, and I like that actually. Jimmy Smith even said that the whole ring awareness thing from there as well. Cody gets him back inside the ring and tries to hit a moonsault, but Rollins avoids it. Rollins then quickly grabs Cody and hits a pedigree for a cover, but Rhodes kicks out at the count of 2. Rollins then is angry and shouts at Cody and puts his boot to his face multiple times. Rollins then gets Cody and kicks him in the forehead a few more times and lifts him for the Dusty Rhodes punches. Cody avoids the final blow and hits a crossroads. He looks for another one, but Rollins hits him in the head with a knee, and Cody wants a vertebreaker, but Rollins then rolls him up with the tights. But Cody turns it over, pulls the tights as well and picks up the victory. This is all the setup for Hell in a Cell. We know that just by the actual way of holding the tights. This is a great match, and whatever they do at Hell in a Cell, whether it is in Hell in a Cell or whether it's just another match again, I'm going to be perfectly fine with it because these two can work at it no matter what.
Facts.
They did the damn thing. They did it. I couldn't expect anything less from them. So besides the finish, which is less than ideal for me, everything else is great. I definitely wouldn't have had this match start off the show though, because I feel like the way I think of pay-per-view is like the worst match first and then just build it up from there. But I kind of see why they went with that. Could have knew that was going to be a damn 4-star at least to start off the show. But
sorry,
it is what it is.
Love the song, bro. Love the song. Anybody can sing it. We then had Bobby Lashley versus Omos, and now this match right here, this was better than the WrestleMania match in my opinion. I think Bobby and Omos.
Sorry,
Bobby usually had to carry most of this match with Omos because obviously, like Locke said, he's still very new and trying to still get acclimated into the ring, which is fine. I don't mind that. You gotta let the guy learn. But you know, there were some spots in this match that I feel like Omos was a little out of place. But hey, he's still learning. He's still got to get through things. But this was not a bad match by any means. The match was less than 10 minutes, like I kind of thought it was going to be, but Omos did pick up the win in the end, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed the match. It went a little quick, and I had to do some stuff, but I did hear, because I was watching Axel's Twitch live stream. I did hear that I'm guessing MVP got involved. I'm guessing.
Yes, he did.
Which was kind of expected, to be honest. So now they can end that at Hell in a Cell. Obviously, you know, Bobby Lashley gonna be pissed off that he lost.
Everybody's gonna be in Hell in a Cell matches, I swear.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
That's actually pretty lit though. I ain't gonna lie, bro. We haven't had usually for Hell in a Cell we only get like two or one Hell in a Cell matches, bro.
2 Hell in a Cell matches max for me. I can't have like 7 Hell in a Cell matches. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's called Hell in a Cell.
I don't care. It should be 2 max.
But Phil.
No.
But Phil.
You gotta keep that match special. I hate having multiple matches per year.
Isn't it? I mean, when has gimmick matches ever been really special? Okay, the I Quit match is pretty special, but besides
years ago, it used to be special when they didn't have them like 15 in a year. Exactly. Okay.
But I feel like the
so what's the argument?
Hold on, wait, relax. I feel like
what's
lot
the
of
argument?
Okay, never mind. You're right.
Just say it.
I can't even argue anymore. To be honest, I don't even know what I was going to say. I forgot. I'm not even going to lie. I actually did forget because I'm kind of slow like that.
All right. Well, if you think about it, let me know. But this was not bad by any means, Loth. I mean, Omos and Lashley. It's an Omos and Lashley match.
It was cool. I mean, I definitely expect the MVP to interfere in some way, which happens. So I think Omos needs a better finisher though, because that freaking the 2-handed choke slam thing. I mean, I think Khali had that. Didn't Khali use that?
Khali had a chop to the head and a double hand choke slam thing.
Yeah, also Luke Gallows had it.
Yeah, the fucking 12-step. Yeah. That shit was kind of hard when he did it. But
I mean, bro, Omos is like almost 7.5, like 7 feet and a half, bro. Like
7'3", yeah.
I want to do something else though. Like I don't know, fucking 619 or some shit. I don't know.
A 619.
Omos doing a 619 is ridiculous.
You want a 7'3" guy doing a 619?
Yeah, I mean he can do it. You know,
who do you think you want?
That would be insane.
They're calling him the Nigerian giant or so. I laughed at it. I think that's very funny.
I heard someone say that they're calling him like Nigerian Nightmare or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the hell, Nigerian monster, whatever the fuck. I immediately thought my man Apollo, but I haven't seen him in months, so I don't know where my man Apollo's at.
Don't Apollo have like a nightmare? Let me not say that.
That's Commander Aziz. It's not Omos, but
Commander Aziz sucks. But I mean, I miss my man Apollo. But yeah, I just Bobby and Omos was okay. I'm kind of mad Bobby lost. I don't think Bobby should lose anything because he looks like a fucking tank when he comes out there all the time. But
by the way, Bobby Lashley is not the number 1 babyface on Raw.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that from.
I'm going to scream that to the masses.
I don't see him as a babyface. It's just weird.
They have him as a babyface.
I'm not really used to it's weird.
I want him. Part of me wants him to beat Roman too. Part of me does.
Ooh, Big Dick Bobby.
Cool. Part of me does.
Big Dick Bobby.
Bobby did never get a rematch, so we could possibly see it down the line.
Hell. And I need him to take those pants off. I know they sounded crazy when I just said it. You know what? I need him to put the freaking black shorts on. That's what I need. The freaking pants are not doing it for me. I need to
Loft wants Lashley and less pants confirmed.
Yes, I need to see the legs. Show me the legs. I need to see thighs. Bobby Lashley is a tank, and I need to see the legs.
That is insane. That is insane.
You bring guys back, then push him to the moon. But you know what I'm saying? It was an alright match though. It was cool.
Oh boy. So the final portions of this match after Loft's crazy rant about Bobby Lashley's legs.
Yeah.
Omos grabbed Lashley and dragged him back inside the ring. Lashley then countered Omos and hits a flatliner, which looked sloppy as all hell. I'm sorry, but it did. That flatliner was not good. He looks to apply the hurt lock. He had a half Nelson in, and then he finally got it into full effect, and Omos drops to a knee. Omos then rallies and runs Lashley into the buckles, but he does not release the hold until the referee counts to 4. Omos then drills Lashley with some elbows and chops and clubs him. Lashley then kicks Omos away. Then he'd say he wants a suplex, but he obviously could not get him up. Omos then knocks Lashley back and runs at him, but he gets caught with a spinebuster. Then Lashley wants a spear, but Omos knees him in the face, then sends Lashley shoulder first into the ring post, and then the referee talks to Omos, allowing MVP to hit Lashley with the cane that he's been using for 3+ years. It's ridiculous, but he still has it. And Omos grabbed Lashley and hits him with a choke bomb for the win. Omos picks up the win at WrestleMania Backlash. And that's just it. Can this feud be over now? Please. We don't need this again. We don't need this again.
I hope this freaking feud is over. I think Omos needs to go somewhere else and do something. And I definitely think Bob needs to be somewhere towards the higher part of the card. Not necessarily a championship match, because he's definitely had his freaking enough runs in his return back. But
yeah,
I don't see this feud with Omos really building to anything big, except I think this really benefits Omos in the most part. But
yeah.
Hopefully Bob gets to do more exciting stuff. I don't know what direction he goes in after this, honestly.
We don't need a third match between these guys.
Yeah.
We really don't.
Or if you're going to do it, at least attempt to make it beyond a freaking arm wrestling match and let's see who's strong and then he gets knocked down. Like that is the build for it is what I was really not the happiest with. If you built this right, I'm not sure how. Honestly, I need to sit down and think about it. Excuse me, but I think the build really made sure that I wasn't excited for this match at all. Thank God the match somewhat delivered on making me not fall asleep, but it was okay.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. It was a decent match for what it was. Omos is still trying to get acclimated to the ring, which is obviously understandable. The guy's young, and he'll get there when he gets there. But Lashley I just kind of felt personally that Lashley just had to carry him here, and we'll see where Omos goes from here. Lashley, I don't know what happens with him, but hopefully it's better days ahead for the Almighty and Bobby Lashley. We then had Edge versus AJ Styles, and which was a damn near perfect match. Honestly, there were some miscalculations when it comes to Edge sliding AJ into ring post and everything like that. But other than that, this match was pretty damn near perfect. Edge and AJ are phenomenal at what they do, no pun intended. And they just continue to elevate this rivalry between the other side or Judgment Day, whatever you want to call them, and AJ, along with the rest of his group that he's trying to put together in order to get rid of Judgment Day. This was a great match.
I think Edge is freaking perfect. I don't know what it is about his character change, but I don't see anyone else in the company that can really revamp their character like so much of the opposite of what it was and still make it exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like I think every superstar that really has changed their character, um, there's still like little hints of like their old character in that. This seems like
Right.
two completely different versions of Edge, you know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
I think from the theme song, from the moment I heard it, that was an amazing theme song, to the promos, who I think he's doing his best promo work since I would say like his first Cena feud, like 2006
Wow.
shit. I think this is like the best promo work he's been doing. I think he's slowly gonna get Damian Priest more acclimated to talking, because Damian Priest still is not doing it for me as far as the mic goes. I can't wait to see how he brings that edge back to Rhea Ripley. And I hope the stable gets to the point where he doesn't really have to wrestle. He can just direct, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously his body can't take going on for another 5-10 years. But Damon and Rhea, they're still young, so they can just be directed by him. Yeah, I think this is a great match. I don't know if this was better than their first encounter, but I definitely got enjoyment out of AJ losing by submission or by passing out. I think that was freaking amazing. And part of me thought AJ was gonna win for a minute. So them switching it like right at the last moment, as far as like my perspective of the match, 10 out of 10 a match for me. My favorite match of the night.
This was totally my favorite match of the night too. And honestly, if you want my personal opinion, I do think this was a little bit better than their WrestleMania match. I think their WrestleMania match was phenomenal, and I keep saying that name, and it's not just because of the pun of everything with the whole phenomenal AJ Styles shit. They're great at what they do, and when it comes to Edge and AJ Styles, this was a dream match to many people, and now that we had this match 2 times, it just seems very seamless that we just see this now, and we're going to be able to get more acclimated into this story. We're not done by a long shot when it comes to adding people to the other side, to Judgment Day. I do fully believe we are getting Tommaso Ciampa. I do fully believe that we're going to get Tommaso Ciampa into this, and I'm hearing rumblings that we could possibly see a 6-man tag at Hell in a Cell between a 6-person tag at Hell in a Cell, and I kind of want your thoughts on this. We have Edge and Priest with Rhea Ripley taking on Balor, Styles, and Liv Morgan. What are your thoughts on that?
That sounds better than.
I mean, it all kind of fits.
Yeah, I mean that sounds better than a freaking than a third match between Edge and AJ. I think that'd be cool. Would they? Well, I don't know if they would do like a tornado Hell in a Cell match. We have all 6 of them in the ring at once, which I think would be very freaking cluttered. But I think it'll be pretty cool. I still want Liv Morgan to be a part of the stable somewhat. I feel like she's slowly losing what is like. I think she's always going to be a fan favorite, but I think she needs a freaking character change as well. I'm not sure really how you do it. I think her and Rhea are on like 2 polar opposites right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think that'll be a bad match at all. I think that would be cool. I'm honestly invested in anything Edge is doing. Edge can sit there and talk to me for the whole 3 hours of Raw, and I'll be watching and listening. Because that guy, I don't know how he does it, but he is freaking amazing.
Here's the thing. I don't know if he's doing his promos by himself. I don't know if he has like Heyman or somebody working with him or whatever. I don't even think Heyman really needs to help Edge, because Edge has been doing this for so long. But I don't know what's happening. But if Edge is pretty much carrying this entire thing and he has like almost full creative control, thank God, because this is all thanks to Edge. Rhea Ripley is going to benefit from this 100%. Rhea Ripley has been on a downward spiral ever since Charlotte, and now with everything in between when it comes to just the rejuvenation of Rhea Ripley's career in this stable, it's going to be perfect for her. I think this is going to be absolutely great, and she learns from one of the best in the business in the Rated R Superstar. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens on Raw tomorrow. I think Raw is going to be something to watch. At least their segment. I know Raw is sometimes hit or miss for me, but I definitely want to see if Rhea cuts a promo when they have their whole back when they're in the freaking dark and Edge sitting in a chair and Damian's fine. I'm like, if Rhea cuts a promo from there, I definitely want to see
Damian on one side and Rhea on the other. Ooh.
That's freaking insane.
And then all I want is Tommaso just kneeling with both knees in front of Edge and just doing arms out or whatever, just doing something. Tommaso has to join this group. I know everybody wants Finn. I know everybody wants Finn to turn on AJ, but I just think Tommaso Ciampa fits so much more because of the career similarities that Tommaso and Edge had. Tommaso and Edge, I don't know if you know this, but they had the exact same neck injury.
Damn.
It was the Edge had to have the triple fusion neck surgery, which we all know, which took him out for 11 years.
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa had that broken neck as well, and he had to have triple fusion neck surgery. It's the exact same thing. And I mean, look at where Tommaso is now. I mean, Tommaso, he was doing his amazing stuff in NXT. He did all this stuff with Johnny Gargano, and now he's here on Monday Night Raw. He's just attacking Ali for some strange reason.
I don't get that.
I'm hoping these random attacks on Ali could prove is something to prove to Edge or Damian Priest that he can be this type of character again, be that Sicilian psychopath that he used to be, and join the other side. And then we have that 6-man tag at SummerSlam between those 6 men. But we'll see what happens. I just want Tommaso to join this because I think it fits so well, especially with the career parallels with that injury. But let's get right in to the final portion of this match here. Styles grabbed Edge from behind, but Edge clings to the middle turnbuckle. Edge then rips the turnbuckle off, and AJ hits him. Then Edge looks for his spear, but Styles dodges it, and Edge hits the exposed turnbuckle. Styles then covers for a 2 count and looks for a follow-up, but Edge spears him and scores a very close near fall. I almost thought that was going to be it. Edge then looks for another spear, but AJ knees him in the face. Styles then hits a suplex onto the top rope, and then he lifts Edge off of the top rope and hits a Styles Clash. That was a very innovative move, and I did not see that coming whatsoever.
I like that. I did like that.
That was really cool. And Edge kicked out of it. Edge kicked out, so that was great to see. AJ then goes to the apron to go for the phenomenal forearm, but he could not do the springboard because of his bad shoulder. So he goes to the top rope instead. Damian Priest comes out to the end of the ramp, so he's not technically at ringside. That's what at least Corey Graves thinks. And he was distracting AJ Styles at that point. But Finn Balor rushes down and attacks him as they brawl outside the ring, but they were actually brawling to get inside the ring, and then they finally got outside of the ring again, so they were just brawling all over the place. The referee was distracted, and a hooded figure jumps onto the ring apron and shoves AJ off the top rope. Edge locks in a crossface, and Styles passes out. It was then later on revealed that the hooded figure was Rhea Ripley, as she knelt down in front of him. Edge tells her to pretty much stand up, and it was revealed that Rhea Ripley has joined the other side, and Ripley and Edge pose together in the purple black light setting, and that's it. That's how that segment ends, and Rhea Ripley joined the other side. It's going to be great for her.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I can't believe I'm freaking saying that, but I'm excited for whenever Edge comes.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. I mean, Raw has been... I can't even believe I'm saying this, and it's a 3-hour show. Raw has been better than SmackDown. 10 out of 10 almost nearly every single week.
Yeah.
It's not a 10 out of 10 show every single week. Trust me, that Raw has some issues, but Raw is almost damn near more entertaining than SmackDown most of the weeks that we have seen, and I don't even get that because it's the same fucking writing team. It's the same writing team, and they don't know how to do these both shows. And knowing WWE, they might even have to push the draft ahead of time more than getting it in October or November like we usually get it.
I think they moved it to like after SummerSlam.
I actually did hear about that, right?
Yeah.
So
I think after SummerSlam.
So they're like moving it up because they can't even really figure out what to do with the SmackDown roster because Raw is just so stacked right now. But we'll see what happens as we get closer to that. Speaking of Friday Night SmackDown, we had the only match on the night with a championship on the line. The SmackDown Women's Championship match between Charlotte and Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match. This was way better than I expected, but still, I don't care about this feud. Ronda Rousey is our new SmackDown Women's Champion, and yeah, this was better than a WrestleMania match for sure, in my opinion. But after everything that we've seen from this god awful feud, I just want it off my TV at this point.
I mean, yeah, the build for this terrible. I do not like when these two try to cut promos. I was not a fan of this on SmackDown. The match left the ring, and when it left the ring, that is when it started to make its way for me. I think they were more invested into this one than the last one. I think we all expected Ronda to take the championship off of Charlotte.
Yeah.
I didn't expect Charlotte to actually. I'm not sure. I think she's actually hurt. I'm not really sure.
She's not. This is all story.
Oh well.
I just read reports about it, so this is all story for her just to get off TV.
Oh well. Now I'm scared because think about it. You have Ronda Rousey here, and as much as I do not really like Charlotte, she tends to make most of the people when given time in the ring. If it's not a fucking squash match, like she's had I think the last match she had was a squash match against like Aaliyah or Shotzi. I forget which one she fought. I think it was Aaliyah.
It was Aaliyah. Yeah.
when she has like time, she usually makes her opponent that much better, no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I will give that.
And she made Ronda look like she didn't take that long break that Ronda took. But at this point, now that Ronda is still getting acclimated with being back in the ring, and now she's the freaking champion.
Yeah.
Who does Ronda feud with? Because Charlotte's going. I don't know if
there's legitimately nobody else on this roster that I can honestly think of.
Because Shayna and Natalya are tied up with Sasha and Naomi, so that takes 4 women away right there. You have Aaliyah and Shotzi left, I think, on that SmackDown.
Other than Lacey Evans, and we know Lacey Evans is not ready yet. That can't happen.
Oh shit! Wait till Friday. I forgot about Lacey. Yep. That's the new feud. Yep.
That's probably going to be it, because that's the only person I can see, and she's obviously not even ready yet. She was never even ready to begin with when it comes to championship opportunities.
Damn. Yep. That's freaking the next feud. Ronda's gonna cut a promo.
That's gonna have to be it. Because
Aaliyah,
there's nobody else.
They don't see value in Aaliyah, and they definitely don't see value in Shotzi. Even though both of them, I feel like if given the time,
I can see Raquel maybe, but it's too soon.
I think they're trying to build the story up like after the tag title thing that I assume Naomi and Sasha will probably retain. I feel like they were going to do the whole Raquel and Natalya thing because they had like a little scruffle, little talk thing when Raquel first got there. So I would like if Raquel got to that point, but at the same time, I don't want Raquel to get fed to freaking Ronda because Raquel's actually a good wrestler, and actually when she's in the ring with people, she demands your freaking attention. So I don't think that she should be getting fed to Ronda.
It's Raquel or Lacey, because it's Aaliyah. That's not gonna happen. Charlotte's gone.
There's no one else.
Let's see. Naomi is paired up with Sasha, and they're the tag team champions, so that's not going to happen. Natalya is not happening because she's tied up with Shayna Baszler, and then Shotzi, that's obviously not going to happen. And unless you pull Xia Li from catering, there's nothing else.
I hope Xia Li doesn't get released because they built her up during the Thunderdome. Was that during Thunderdome or like right after?
No, it wasn't. It was still when fans were here.
Really? Damn, I don't even fucking remember. Yeah. I just remember like the comic stuff. That's all I remember. Like before we even saw her face, and then like it was like the comic stuff for like months. You know. And she finally showed up.
She was going to be the protector, and then we had that video package of her saying, "No, I'm not going to be the protector anymore." Fine. If you're not going to be protecting anybody anymore, that's fine. But you can't protect yourself when it comes to this company and your job, because everybody gets fired regardless. And if that happens to you, it sucks, but it happens.
Xia Li protected like one person. I think it was Naomi.
Protected Naomi because of Sonya Deville.
Because it's the only person protected. And then it's like, now I'm done with this. Gonna be a bad guy now. And I was telling people this every day. Vince McMahon loves heels more than faces. So if it was up to him, this company would all be heels. Like it would all be bad guys with like one face, and then they're all have to fight the heel.
The one baby face would probably be Drew McIntyre, because
and Drew McIntyre as a heel was actually pretty good.
Yes. Especially this version of Drew McIntyre, a heel Drew McIntyre in this version would be phenomenal. But
or at least a Drew with some edge, like his freaking Galloway stuff that he was doing in Impact. Because
Galloway was great. I don't care what anybody says. That was phenomenal.
Galloway was crazy.
But it looks like it's either Lacey Evans or Raquel Gonzalez. We'll see what happens from there on out.
You want to tell? I freaking popped tonight because I saw something I wasn't expecting to see. I saw SmackDown 2009. This is later in the show, a little bit later in the show. I saw a clip of SmackDown 2009 when they were doing the whole Drew McIntyre thing. When they were like somebody's build, I popped when I saw SmackDown. You know that was my favorite part of SmackDown, and I saw that era, and I was like, I felt like I was 9 again. That was a great. They showed it for a few seconds, but I was happy to see that stage again. That made me happy.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember. I totally forgot that like Drew McIntyre was like the Austin Theory of back then because he was like the chosen one.
Yeah, he was the chosen one by Vince McMahon. Yeah,
that's freaking That's crazy.
It's crazy times, man. It's so long ago, but you remember the stuff like it was yesterday.
2009. I remember every episode of 2009.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, 2009 was like so long ago, but we remember it like it was yesterday.
I think creative needs to like sit down and watch SmackDown from like 2006 to like 2011 and just take notes from how they made, because the show was the same thing. It was a Friday show from 8 to 10, and somehow it was exciting as ever, and like they put a lot of stuff in there. Now you know the
And
order
guess
of
what,
everything.
dude? That was a taped show.
Yeah, I didn't even notice when I was like 9, but like it was great, like all the time. Even when people like when freaking Jeff left, when Undertaker stopped being on the show for that long and then like only showed up at certain times, that it was still like a sustainable show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how it gotten to this point. Well, actually, I do. The freaking draft shot it down, but
yeah,
the whole show quality dropped. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's I don't know.
It's because they simply don't care anymore. They know Raw is their A show and SmackDown has always been their B show, and they just simply don't care anymore. They don't. Fox. Here's the thing: when I don't know when their contract is up for Fox. I think it's either up in 2024 or 2025. Fox is not going to buy them back. They can't. They shouldn't.
Get the act together.
They shouldn't. They should not buy them back. They should not buy SmackDown back. They paid over $1 billion to get SmackDown on Fox, and it has not been good, especially over the last few years. So do not buy them back.
I'm gonna tell you, back where I live, SmackDown from like 2006.
I remember when SmackDown was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah,
bro.
Even before, from like 2006 to 2000, I think 11 is when it went to Sci-Fi. I think 11 or 12. I don't remember.
I think it was 12.
It was on. Yeah, it was on our local channels. I didn't have cable when I was younger, but I could always watch SmackDown. I couldn't watch Raw because I didn't have USA Network. I could watch it. It was on channel 17, and it was like a local channel in my state. So SmackDown was always on.
Yeah.
I think having channels like that, having SmackDown on channels like that, to where it's not like a huge Fox or USA Network or Sci-Fi, that really helped the quality of the show, because whatever channel 17, they didn't care. It was like, oh, wrestling show, do whatever. They weren't putting their input into it. Fox wants to be 100% into it because they're a huge
Fox
franchise,
Fox wanted Ronda to become the champion.
Yeah.
They wanted Ronda to be the champion.
So like that's the thing. If you USA Network and Raw, they've been together for so long. So I think they're cool with it. Fox needs to, whenever this contract expires, just get away from Fox, go to a lower channel. Even when freaking TNA was on Spike TV, I think Spike TV didn't even really care what they were doing. They're like, oh, good, do whatever. They had their own thing they were doing, but it wasn't so overbearing, because now you see when Fox is making these decisions. Now you see that, like, even when they go to freaking FS1 and stuff like that, you can see that they're so hovering over. They're like,
and that's their sister channel, So like,
they're like the overprotective parent on SmackDown. SmackDown doesn't need an overprotective parent. They just need to let them go. But Fox will not let them, unfortunately.
But they also need to get a better roster.
Oh that's first and foremost. That's first on the list. Yeah.
But here's the thing, man, and I don't want to talk about AEW for too long here, because this is not an AEW show. But TNT, when they picked up AEW Dynamite, and Tony Khan wanted to get another show, because obviously 2 hours was not enough for that entire roster. Even 3 hours is not enough now, but we'll get to that. He wanted to get another show out there, which obviously brought up AEW Rampage. Now, AEW Rampage is on TNT now, while Dynamite is now on TBS, as we all know. TNT and TBS, they're run by the same exact people. They're run by like the exact same kind of like not promoter, but you get what I mean. They're like the exact same kind of like TV program.
Yeah.
They're sister channels of each other, and they're run by the exact same people. TNT, every single time, well, I'll say TBS now because they're on TBS. TBS for Dynamite, they obviously keep track of the ratings and everything, but when they get like in the 800s to 900s almost every single night for like thousands of viewers each and every single week, and even when they get to 1 million at times for Dynamite, they are ecstatic for that type of rating. And then let's face it, Rampage is terrible taped and it's terrible in the time slot that they have. But TNT is not up in arms about their ratings, saying, "Oh my gosh, 400,000 viewers get better." Like, they're not up in arms about it. They're letting Tony Khan do what he needs to do in order to get these shows into the better place, and that's always kind of what I liked. If WWE tried to have like that same kind of mentality of being not on one single network, because one single network, you got to kind of spread it out to different audiences, but at least have it in sister channels. I don't know if USA Network has a sister channel, but do something with it to where at least everybody can join along and not just have everybody just say, "Hey, I want this, I want that." Have one single thing, to me at least, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a totally different type of feel, I guess, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I think it's always gravitated toward like the SmackDown being on like those lower channels because it seems like they just had more control of what they're doing. Sci-Fi, I remember for the most part it was okay. I think Sci-Fi when they were doing that stuff, it was pretty cool. It was just this Fox stuff. It started promising. I remember the first episode of Fox, and then it was just like slow decline, and now we're just in a really low period to where it's like it
well, they
seems like
got rid of that phenomenal
Fox.
stage that they had. That
Yeah,
phenomenal stage that they had at first for SmackDown on Fox.
yeah,
They had like those little pillars and everything that like the
yeah.
superstars like would walk through and everything. I'm like, this looks fucking sick.
It did look
And then
cool.
they got rid of it the next week. I'm like, what?
And that was just huge freaking screen.
but yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit of a different kind of talking point when it comes to that. But and we kind of went on a little rant here as we were trying to talk about Charlotte and Ronda. But hey, it happens here. Charlotte went to the top rope and looks for a moonsault, which she never hits properly. But Ronda drags her down into a tree of woe and applies a hanging armbar. And Flair was screaming for bloody murder at this point in time, but she said that she would not quit. Eventually, they both fall onto the floor, and Rousey gets hit with a steel chair and puts it back inside the ring, where Flair hits a natural selection on the chair. It took a very long time to get to this spot, but they got to the spot regardless. Rousey then hits Charlotte with a steel chair to get out of a figure eight, and the referee was asking Ronda if she was going to quit. She said, "Never, bitch." And like I said, she used the chair to get out of the hold. Flair then gets the chair and says, "Happy Mother's Day" to Ronda on the mic. But then Ronda grabs Flair and puts her arm back inside the steel chair, and they have an armbar inside the chair. Rousey then applies the armbar, like I said, through the chair, and Charlotte won't quit. So Rousey said, "Oh, well, I thought you'd say that." So then she wrenches it back one more time, and Charlotte screams, "I quit." As we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion in Ronda Rousey. Finish of the match. It was the finish. There were a ton of spots in this match where there was some kind of miscues and everything like that, but this was better than the WrestleMania match. I'll give them that. Let's just hope that this feud is over. it most likely will be because Charlotte is taking a hiatus for a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that. But whatever this hiatus is, though, I will say, just let's hope Charlotte is okay, and we'll see her when she gets back.
Yeah, so we know when she comes back, she'll be back strong. So
yes,
see what happens. See how Ronda
I
explains on SmackDown.
don't wish injuries upon anybody. I don't think this is a legit injury. From what I am reading, it's not a legit injury. I've never wished injuries upon anybody. You guys can go check in this podcast. I am not that type of person. I've never been that type of person to wish injury upon anybody, especially when it comes to professional wrestling. If it's mental health reasons, get better. Get better. Because we've all dealt with mental health issues in the past, or at least somebody has dealt with mental health issues in the past. I know I have, and it sucks. It's tough, but you can get past it. So, Charlotte, just get better, and we'll see you when we get back. That's all we have to say. I may not like her in-ring character, but that has nothing to do with the actual person and the actual in-ring work that she does. She is great in the ring, but if this is having to do with something mental health wise, get better, and we're praying for you. You can get back stronger than ever.
That's facts.
So we'll see what happens with that. We then had Madcap, Moss, and Happy Corbin. I did not like this match one bit at all, honestly. And I'm so happy that I am not sending $1 to MJ via Cash App because this match was terrible. This match is bad. This match was bad. And saying that it was a match of the night. No, it wasn't. This match was bad. And it always happens in these Corbin feuds, man. It always happens. I don't know if it's Corbin. I don't know if it's Corbin or not.
It is Corbin. It's always Corbin. Bum ass Baron Corbin. It's always damn Corbin.
Corbin used to have the most protected finisher in all of WWE history until Drew McIntyre. And now this shit happens.
It's always
I will say though, Moss is over.
Yeah.
Or at least Moss was over at the beginning of all this. At the beginning of all of this, people were going crazy for him. And now it might be lukewarm, but at least we're getting cheers for the guy. Corbin, I've never really liked Corbin. And I'm just going to say that right now. I've never really liked him. The whole
boring.
The whole lone wolf thing, I tolerated that because I was at least a cooler version of him. Poor Corbin was terrible. Happy Corbin sucks. He does not make me happy, so I don't understand why he's called Happy Corbin. I actually think that's it. I think he's really only had those 3 characters.
I think so.
And see, honestly, that kind of shows me that he's a little bit limited on what he can do when it comes to character-wise, because we don't know what else he can do.
I think the bum ass Corbin stuff was funny. That's why I think I enjoy that more besides the Lone Wolf and the Happy stuff. I think Lone Wolf was okay. Happy Corbin is extremely annoying. I think bum ass Corbin was like the perfect middle point to where it was annoying, but like towards like the second half of it, I was just entertained at his freaking sadness and despair and shit. So I thought that was great. And every time he talked to Caleb Braxton, I don't know why I thought that was funny. I'm gonna tell you right now, I think Caleb Braxton is extremely underappreciated with her interactions with wrestlers because when she talks to Paul, whatever that weird chemistry they have, I think that's absolutely hilarious, especially her and Paul. But her and Corbin, when they would have their like talks and she would ask them like obvious questions, I think that was like hilarious. So
she's kind of like Well, we all remember Renee Young when she was doing that whole interviewing stuff before
Yeah.
she even got into commentary and everything. Renee Young was a lot like that.
Yeah.
She had some great interactions with people backstage, and hell, she even did that kind of stuff with Paul Heyman as well. I mean, Paul Heyman's going to be Paul Heyman, and he's going to make anybody feel uncomfortable or anything like that. But that's all because of story, and obviously everybody's cool with each other in the back there. But I feel like Renee Young was also that kind of a way as well, and I really hope Renee Paquette gets back into professional wrestling in some way, shape, or form. It obviously does not have to be in the ring because I don't think she's ever stepped foot in a ring before. But I'd really like to see Renee Paquette back. I know she does her podcasting thing with Oral Sessions, and she's phenomenal at that. But man, I really want to see Renee Paquette there. But listen, bro, I 100% agree with you. Kayla, she's great at what she does when it comes to backstage work.
Yeah.
So Corbin and Madcap, they had their match. Corbin gets sent outside the ring, and then when he re-enters the ring, Moss hits him with a big shoulder tackle. It was a spot where obviously he gets sent outside the ring, but he runs around the ring post, gets back inside, but he gets hit with the shoulder tackle. I love that, by the way. That's the one move that I will give Baron Corbin on. When he gets sent outside the ring, but he goes around the ring post and gets back inside to either do an offensive maneuver or he gets hit by something. That's really awesome. Good. That's every time he does that. It's great to see. I always pop for that because that's really innovative by him. And honestly, I rarely see that before until he came around. So he does all that stuff. And Moss sends Corbin into the ring post after that big offensive maneuver, then gets him back inside the ring for a fall-away slam for a 2 count. Corbin then counters a neck breaker and hits a back suplex for a 2 count. Corbin then beats Moss into the corner, but gets kicked away. Corbin then avoids Moss, jumping at him and hits a deep 6 for a very close near fall. Corbin then splashes Moss in the corner and signals that it's going to be over. He looks for another splash but gets sent to the outside of the ring. He rushes back inside for a clothesline, but Moss avoids it and hits a sunset flip for the win. Madcap Moss picks up the win, and that's it. It's all said and done from there, and there we go. It was then later on reported by Caleb Braxton that Charlotte Flair suffered a fractured radius following her brutal I Quit match with Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania Backlash. That was the exact tweet by WWE.com. This is legit. This is a not legit story. This is not a legit injury. I should say that. I should preface that. This is all to get her off TV. And like I said earlier, just get back better than ever, and we'll be waiting.
Yeah.
We then had the main event. The Bloodline versus RK Bro and Drew McIntyre.
Oh. This was something.
I know you hate Roman, but this match was great.
Oh, no, this was freaking awesome. I have no complaints about this. I I don't like the freaking Bloodline winning, but damn, I would. Randy Orton is freaking amazing. I
20 years in the business, bro, and he does this.
He doesn't even look like he missed a step, like at all. He looks faster. Like I don't know how in the world he just ages backwards. That guy is like insane.
He keeps saying that he's in the prime of his career. I can't even dispute him on that.
He looks like it.
I can't dispute him on that.
He's crazy.
Randy Orton is phenomenal at what he does.
I would, if done correctly, I would book him to be in a position to fight Roman, but I don't want him to lose to Roman.
Yeah,
at all. You know, it's just
I 100% see that. We all saw the rumors or like that rumored poster of Roman and Randy at Hell in a Cell. If that was going to be the case, you would have had to have Randy turn on Riddle tonight.
Or
that did not happen.
Yeah,
that did not happen. Obviously, we're going to get Roman and Drew at Hell in a Cell, which I do believe will be the main event of the show. Just answer your question there, HDZ, if you're still here. But, you know, I had this all planned out to get Riddle to be WWE champion by at least by SummerSlam, and it would have been a great story to tell. It's just I don't think that's gonna ever happen now because we all know Roman Reigns is gonna hold the title forever until that Roman Rock match. But we'll see where that comes along at WrestleMania 39. And we're talking about that like it's happening, but it should happen. It's the only match that should happen, and we'll see where that goes from there. And honestly, if what Roman said on Saturday is true, that this could be pretty much the final run of his career, having his final match against The Rock, against his cousin, is the only way to go out. But going back to Randy for a second, I had this whole thing to where Riddle qualifies for Money in the Bank. He gets into Money in the Bank. He gets into the Money in the Bank briefcase, Money in the Bank ladder match. At Hell in a Cell, let's look at this real quick. At Hell in a Cell, I'm booking it as the unification match, tag titles on the line, both titles. Usos get the championships, and Randy turns on Riddle there. Okay. During the build up towards Money in the Bank, which is the next pay-per-view after Hell in a Cell, Riddle qualifies for Money in the Bank. Riddle wins Money in the Bank against whoever else is qualified. Riddle's Mr. Money in the Bank. Randy, he turned on Riddle not only because of them losing the tag titles, but because Randy feels that, like, listen, I've been teaming with this guy for over a year plus, and I should be in a world title situation. At Money in the Bank, Randy versus Roman for the title. Whatever title it is. They're both on Raw technically, so that would be for the WWE title. Randy wins the championship from Roman. He still has the Universal title. He just lost the WWE title. Then, well, we all know this, Riddle's a talker. And Riddle mumbles. And a lot. And he just says things just to say things.
Yeah.
Riddle can just say randomly, because he just talks, that he's going to cash in at SummerSlam. It's another announced cash in. I don't usually like announced cash in, but with Riddle it kind of makes sense. Because he just talks. And he announces that he's going to cash in on Riddle, on Randy, because of everything that he's gone through with him at SummerSlam. I don't like usually having a month reign, especially for a guy like Randy Orton. But if you want Riddle to be a star, you have him beat Randy for the title at SummerSlam. And then there you go. You have a big star right there. Riddle as WWE champion. You build him from there. It's a great story to tell. Is that going to happen? No. But I think that would have been a great story to tell. And it all could have started tonight with him getting frustrated, and then at Hell in a Cell, you start off with that tag title unification, and you turn on them there. It's a great story to tell, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
I mean, there's so many different directions they can go with this.
And I know a ton of people want Riddle to turn, but I just don't know.
Riddle turn. I would love that. Randy turning seems too predictable for me. He turns on everybody.
It's too safe, I know, but I don't know if Riddle can handle being a heel. I don't know.
I mean, We know Randy can, so I feel like there's only one way to find out at this point.
Yeah. And with him being with Randy for so long, hopefully, if Riddle is the one to turn on Randy, maybe he did learn a thing or two when it comes to being a heel type character, and we can see Riddle as a great heel. I'm not saying he can't do it. I think Riddle can have the capacity to do it. It's just we've never seen it before, so I don't know how it would work. But there's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
And that's the wait and see. I hate that wait and see shit. I do, but when it comes to this, you kind of have to. It's because we've been waiting for a year and a half, almost 2.
Yeah.
But this match was great. It was over a 20-minute match. It was 22 minutes and 20 seconds, if you can believe that. This was a great match, and we had some phenomenal wrestling in this match from top to bottom, dude.
That last 5 minutes was...
Dude, yes. 100% agree. We'll go from the third paragraph to the ending of this match. Jay and Riddle get tags, and Riddle runs over him with a knee and forearm. Yes, this was the Riddle hot tag, and this was phenomenal. He hits an exploder suplex and knocks Jimmy and Roman away. Riddle then wants a moonsault, but nobody home. He follows it up with the Broton. And then Riddle hits a Fisherman Buster and goes to the top for a floating bro and hits it for a near fall. Riddle then wants an RKO, but Jay counters it into a pop-up neck breaker. Well, it's phenomenal every time that he does that. And then Orton and Jay brawl to the outside, and Orton beats him down. Orton then turns around, and Reigns comes off of the steel steps and hits a Superman punch. McIntyre then grabs Roman from behind and shoves him into the steel steps. Drew then clears the announce table, which I knew that was going to happen. I told my friend at the beginning of the show, watch, that announce table is going to be gone by the main event. I told him that announce table is going to be broken main event time. And it did. It did exactly happen as Roman hit McIntyre with a Uranagi through the table. Riddle then comes off the top rope with a floating bro to the outside of the ring, hitting Roman and Jimmy. But Jay then goes and he hits Riddle with a suicide dive. Riddle and Jay get back inside the ring and they trade back and forth blows, with Jay getting the better of him in the exchange. Jay then goes to the top rope and Roman tags himself in very subtly. It was very subtly. Not a ton of people realized it. And people were pissed off because of it. But he did tag him. He tagged his ankle. And he goes to the top rope. Roman tags himself in. Riddle leaps up and hits an RKO off the top rope, which looked cool. Looked very cool. And then Riddle gets up and Reigns hits a spear, covers him for the win. And the Bloodline pick up the win at the end of WrestleMania Backlash. This was a phenomenal match. The last 5 minutes were killer. And at the end of the day, the Bloodline stand tall.
I'm tired of these freaking pay-per-views ending off with Roman Reigns staring at me, man. I'm tired of it. How long I have to deal with this? It's been 10 years. I'm tired, man.
It's been 2.5.
Oh, my God. Really?
Well, his last pinfall loss, Roman's last pinfall loss was TLC 2019.
That is ridiculous. I don't even remember TLC 2019.
I don't even remember that either, but I just had to look it up.
Jeez, man. Good match, though. I think the finish was perfectly done. I definitely didn't see that tag until they showed the instant replay. I was totally confused. I started screaming, like, why is he in the ring? But very good match, though.
I told my friend at the beginning of the show tonight, watch, that announce table is going to be broken by the main event. And it was.
That's a good ass match, man.
I honestly was just kind of pulling that out of my ass, but I was like, watch that table is not going to be here by main event time, and it wasn't. They got broken, and I was like, okay, I'm just Nostradamus, I guess.
Randy Orton's the MVP of this match, though. He's sick.
Yes,
Cause
Randy's great.
that super kick no sell to RKO, I haven't popped like that in a minute.
I popped.
Like, oh shit! Why is he? Oh my goodness!
I was like, no. I was like, nice sell. Well, you know when like people usually do like a super kick sell, but they like just stand still for a little bit, and they just like stand still and then they fall back.
Yeah.
He just stood still and then RKO. I was like, yes, yes.
And then when Roman ran at him, he caught Roman too. I thought that was it. I was ready to scream. I thought
that RKO from the spear position and looked more like, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just like Roman Reigns' body that made it look like a stunner, but it was an RKO nonetheless. It looked great.
Yeah.
It was just Roman Reigns' body and just twisting and turning in ways that made it look like a stunner. But geez, this match was great.
Yeah.
All the matches really sold tonight except for Corbin and Madcap.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're actually going to get a pretty decent Raw tomorrow. I hope
so.
For the love of God, Roman shows up on Raw. And it's not because I love Roman. It's because Roman needs to show up on Raw more often. Roman has 2 championships. He has the Raw and SmackDown World Championships. He needs to be used on Raw too. He can't just be used on SmackDown. I understand Fox only wants him on SmackDown, but he has both titles. Yeah. He needs to be on Raw a lot. He needs to be on Raw. I know you don't like him, but he needs to be used on both shows.
I don't have a problem with him being on Raw. It usually adds more excitement to the damn show because it's definitely extremely boring or partially boring if he wasn't there.
Oh, Drew most likely Drew is a SmackDown superstar, so this feud is most likely going to be staying on Friday Night SmackDown. But Roman needs to be used on Raw too. Like, he can't just have SmackDown feuds. I don't know. But yeah, that was your entire WrestleMania Backlash 2022 predictions. Paul Heyman claims that the Bloodline is the greatest faction of all time, which is not the case. That is not the case. I love you, Paul, but that's not true. He said on Twitter, and I quote, "The greatest faction of all time. I've told this to you before. I'm telling it to you again because it wasn't a prediction. It was a spoiler." But the picture of Roman, Jay, and Jimmy with this face of Paul Heyman.
He's so happy.
This is the full picture for context.
One day it's gonna end. One day. I don't know when. One day.
But man, guys, that's it. This show was absolutely way better than I expected. And with that all being said, we got another month until Hell in a Cell, and we'll see what happens. I, for God hope's sake, that we do not see like 20 Hell in a Cell matches at that pay-per-view, because Hell in a Cell needs to be more important than that. And I want 2, maybe 3 Hell in a Cell matches max. I don't care. I need 2, 3 Hell in a Cell matches max. That's it. I don't know what matches fit those, but that's it. We can't have like 7. We can't.
Just keep the cell up. Just continue to have the cell up.
Bobby Lashley and Omos does not need Hell in a Cell.
Oh, and make the cell back to being silver again. That red is so hard on my eyes. I don't know if it's just me. I hate that freaking bright red.
Yeah, no.
Look crazy.
It also kind of started when the whole Fiend red lighting happened too.
Oh, wow.
The Fiend red lighting was terrible. And that's one thing I will say about the Fiend gimmick. I love Bray Wyatt, and I think Bray Wyatt is probably one of the most creative minds in all professional wrestling. It's just that red light was god awful.
Yeah, no. It was like when Sin Cara used to wrestle with that dark match light.
That gold light, that gold and blue light for the crowd. Oh my god, that was.
I think it's for he could see better, like with his mask. So he could see better with his mask. I think.
I did hear about that too, actually. Yeah, but it was so bad, bro. So bad. But yeah, guys, that's it. WrestleMania Backlash is now in the books. We are heading into Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell in May, or well, technically June. Which I'm still not gonna get over that. Hell in a Cell should always be in October, Halloween time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it is happening in June, and we'll see what happens from there. Do you have anything else to say before we get out of here? First of all, are you going? Well, you pretty much say you're a full-time superstar again, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, this man's back full-time. I'll get that contract squared away with Tony Khan and send it over to your house.
I'm not signing a contract with him. I signed the freaking Vince McMahon one, even though I know he's gonna release me on the budget cuts.
You said you were all elite a few months ago, bro. You said you were all elite a few months ago. You said you were all elite after the All Out pay-per-view when Punk came back. I have the receipts.
I quit.
You did not quit.
I can. No, to quit now?
You did not quit on me. You can't quit on me. You can't quit on me.
Yes, I can. I think I can. I did. Look, I already did. Just like that. I told you.
I'm Phil Khan, for God's sake. You can't quit
sorry,
on me.
Man. It's not you, it's me. I'm sorry.
I'm the better Khan. I'm better than Nick, at least.
Well, yeah. I got too much stuff going on over there right now. It's too late.
You can't work both companies, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff I gotta do over there first. One day.
Has Vince talked to you lately on the phone as of late?
Huh?
Vince hasn't talked to you on the phone as of late, has he?
Oh no, I've been away for a little bit. He'll be back though. He's never going for too long.
I have a feeling that Vince is gonna call me soon.
He's not going yet.
I have a feeling Vince is gonna call me soon, and I have a feeling it's about Cody.
Oh God.
Because you know my phone screen is all Cody now, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this is so that's gonna be fun to see. Guys, that's good.
Hold up. I want the baddies. I want Jade Cargill, Kiera Hogan, and Red Velvet to have a match against Bianca, Naomi, and Sasha. I think Bianca, Naomi, and Sasha would freaking walk them, but I
Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door.
Yes, Forbidden Door. That's what I'm talking about.
The Forbidden Door pay-per-view. I honestly hope, though, and this is just a quick little segment before we get the hell out of here. I hope Forbidden Door is not legitimately just limited to New Japan and AEW.
I hope not. That would. Oh my God.
I understand New Japan is like pretty much like sponsoring this entire thing, and we're obviously gonna get New Japan and AEW matches. I mean, that's kind of what this whole thing is about. But AEW had stuff with Impact. AEW had stuff with they have stuff with DDT. They just partnered up with DDT, that Japanese promotion. Like I hope there's more than just New Japan Pro Wrestling. If you get what I mean. But
I can't wait to see what Freddie Prinze Jr. does.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see where that goes.
It's gonna be so good, bro. I think I want to go so bad, but I know I can't. I know I can't. But we will definitely. I'm definitely watching that show. I don't care what anybody says. We're going to be right back here. We're going to be here.
And I freaking love Jamie Hayter now. She's one of my favorites.
Oh, Jamie Hayter's great.
I freaking love Jamie Hayter now.
Jamie's great, dude. The Owen Hart Cup tournament starts on Wednesday.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy. I'm definitely watching Dynamite on freaking Wednesday. That's gonna be crazy.
I know this is a Monday night. I know this is a pay-per-view review, but you know what? They pretty much announced the entire card for Wednesday, and I'm just gonna say it now because I think Loft needs to hear it, and it's gonna be a great show. Just knowing your boy's also gonna be on the card tonight on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's match against Darby, I think.
Yeah. So we got Jungle Boy versus Ricky Starks for the FTW title.
Okay.
We got Jeff Hardy versus Darby in the first round of the Owen Hart Cup. We got Adam Cole versus Dax Harwood in the Owen Hart Cup. We got Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter in the Owen Hart Cup.
That's gonna be great.
We got a Jericho Appreciation Society victory speech. So we got that.
God, that freaking sucks. I hate that statement.
We got the contract signing between Wardlow and MJF. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
And then we got CM Punk versus Johnny Hunky, John Silver.
Okay.
It's a random match. It's another CM Punk one, but hey, it works. By the way, I have a video coming out tomorrow about all this CM Punk hate. I've been seeing a lot of CM Punk hate lately, not from TikTok, but just around everywhere. Mm-hmm. It needs to stop.
I think
people hate CM Punk now.
He might beat Adam Page.
Oh, CM Punk is beating Adam Page.
Oh, that was a joke. You serious?
I fully expect CM Punk to beat Adam Page.
I'll cry, Phil. What?
I fully expect him to do it.
Oh shit! I will shed actual tears, man.
The only reason why I would honestly allow it to happen is so that we can get CM Punk versus MJF at All Out again.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that on Wednesday because I feel something's gonna come to a blow at between CM Punk and Hangman this coming Wednesday. I feel it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be great. We got Wednesday. We got that coming on Wednesday. We got Tuesday's talk. I don't know what we're talking about, but we'll talk. And then Monday Night Raw. And then we also got Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage. So we'll see that.
Yeah.
That's it, guys. That's our full schedule. I mean, I just revealed it to you right there. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah.
Anything else to say?
Go listen to Kendrick Lamar's new song. I listened to it.
Dude, I saw your TikTok about it. I want to listen.
I was sitting there crying for about 15 minutes. I've been waiting for so long for him to say a word, and he said many words, and I was extremely happy. It came out during the show, and I freaked out because all of my body wanted to just turn the show off and just watch and listen to the song. But it's such a great song. It's such a freaking great song. You got to watch the video, Phil. You got to watch the fucking video.
I will.
This is crazy.
It's going to be great. All right, guys. We'll talk to you on Monday. Have a good rest of the night or have a good rest of the morning. And we'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a good rest of your whatever it is. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. Have a good night. Peace out. Be the ones.